Hello everyone, and welcome to the first ever clay tutorial video, and the only clay tutorial that I will be doing. If you've been following me for a while, you know about the Scooby Doo writing videos that I've done, how I would do the characters, but I never specified on how I would do the characters, like design-wise. I go more into it in the video, but there is an evolution of the characters and their designs. This is just the first design that I do, but for future videos, I will go in more in depth on what I'm wanting to do, and there will be time lapses just like in this video. So, yeah, let's get to it. Okay, so when you're making a sculpture of a pre-existing character, you're going to want to have at least one form of reference. Either it's a picture or an action figure. For me, I'm utilizing this Lego figure of Scooby Doo sitting down because this is the pose I'm going to be working with, as well as this action figure that you've probably seen from the writing session videos, or whatever you want to call them. And I really should have dusted this off before starting recording. Yeah. What I'm going to be doing is actually, before starting the character creation process, is that I'm going to be building him a platform to stand on. I decided to go with green, this lime green, if that's what it's called. I don't know, I didn't look at the packaging before I threw it away. This is like a very nice grass color. Decided to go with grass because he is a dog, and I just think that green would bounce off better when it comes to the brown that I'm going to be working with. And yeah, you can like mold this in any sort of shape way that you want. For me, I'm just going to be doing it very simple and very, very... Well, I don't really know how you would like describe what I'm doing here, like, at all. But like, you're going to want to flatten it out as best you can. You could like add some details if you wish to, but for now, actually, you know what? Maybe I shall do some details, like have a little grassy plains or something. Actually, using my fingers isn't going to work. This is why I have pins. Now, I got these pins from the jewelry section at Hobby Lobby, so this is going to work really well for detail stuff, if I can like get it right. And yeah, I really need to think of like better commentary for what I can do here. We're not even in the time-lapse section of the video, which is where a lot of this video is going to be. And I'm just doing a lot of there's probably like way better ways to do grass, but like this is, I've always liked using these like whatever these are for detail. I never really like using tools unless I like have to. So I've always enjoyed the hands-on approach. So for Scooby's body, I'm going to be using this like hazelnut brown. So I thought that I was going to initially do a chocolate brown, this brown right here, but I thought it was a little too dark for Scooby Doo. I decided to go with hazelnut because, well, I just thought it worked better. Nothing more. You have no idea how satisfying that was for me personally. Now, scaling on the platform is probably like very, very crucial if you're doing what I'm going to be doing. So you're going to need to like set things up in place first before you actually like hammer in the details. As you can probably tell, these are Scooby's paws. So yeah. This is gonna take me longer than usual, but honestly, I love doing this stuff. Okay, so the body is probably going to be the toughest part because if you followed my writing videos, you know that it is going to be an ongoing series. My idea is that the gang will physically change as the story goes on. So I was really like struggling with how I can like convey that with Scooby Doo, considering the fact that he has a flat character arc. But I decided to make him like I'm gonna try to make him like smaller than usual. Sort of like I've tried to like take inspiration from a pup named Scooby Doo because it's like the youngest the gang is like ever been. But I would not be starting the gang off that young. While it would be younger than they usually are, they would still be in their teens. Scooby Doo is the only ageless character. I'm just figuring that out. So yeah, I think that'll be like really fun to work with. Let's see. Yeah, I think like so far this is going pretty good. Now this again, I'm still trying to figure out how I'm going to be doing this, like in the writing booth. Anyway, I don't even have a booth. maybe that's what I need. Who knows? People work differently from everybody else, so I just need to figure out what works for me. Okay, yeah, so far this is looking pretty dang ugly. But once we add a few more details to the whole sculpt, this should be looking way better and much more cute. Just gotta figure out like how you gotta go about it. Like sometimes things when they don't have the proper details, they look really, 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 really off. So gonna have to figure out how you're gonna do it. And like I don't even have a chair right now. Like this is a very low desk and this is starting to hurt my knees. And okay, I think I did the tail like really good. Like this looks great. Like I think like so far, okay, already when I add the tail, it looks so much better. How does that even work? Okay, now I'm gonna be working on the head before I do the collar because like again, even though like I would like do an origin like thing with these guys, the first scene that I'm thinking of like seeing the gang together is like when they're playing the board game Clue. Like I don't know, I just think that'd be like really funny and also really fitting that the first scene we see of all of these characters is just them being friends and playing Clue together. Like I think that'd be like both kind of funny and also kind of cute at the same time. Like my first thought was like Dungeons and Dragons with like Shaggy being the like dungeon master of the game, but I thought Clue was a bit more fitting. So yeah, right now I am working on the head of Scooby Doo, so this is gonna take a minute. Now this is probably gonna be the trickiest part for me when it comes to clay sculpting because mouths have always been really, really tricky with me. Like sometimes like on one side you get it to where it's like the perfect smile and then on the other side if for some reason it's a frown. Like smiles have always been like really tricky for me. So I'm gonna try my best for you guys. I say that as if I wasn't trying before, but I was trying. So let's see here. Barely a smile right there. Somewhat of a smile right there. I think we good. I just gotta figure out the rest of the details. Okay, working on the ears now. This is pretty much the last of the hazelnut color. So yeah, if any of you were complaining that this was basically just a colorless husk, well, don't worry, we're going to be getting into some actual details. Yeah, I think this ear placement works. Now, hazelnut is done. So, moving on to other details, like the inside of his ears. I decided to go with this like pale clay beige. Yeah, this color is beige. I thought it would work best for the inside of his ears, and this is the only time this color is going to be used. So savor it while it lasts, people. Okay, now it's time for the details that I was really looking forward to. The spots. I've always loved working with the small details on a clay model or a clay figure or whatever it is you want to call it. And this has a bit of white on it. The white is the black clay have white on it. I'm usually so careful with this stuff. Aside from that, I've always loved working on the small details. And this is pretty much the part where you are going to need some sort of reference if you want to get it as accurate as possible. So, yeah, don't trust your mind all the time. Like it is good to trust your mind, but like when it comes to a visual aid, you are going to need a reference photo. I kind of wish I worked on the nose before anything else. But like by that I mean like before I worked on the spots, because like this whole detail on the top of the muzzle does not fit at all. So as I said in my writing video, I want to make Scooby the tracker of the group. So having him have like a big nose, just like it just works. So, and I think I got it first try. Wait, nope, it's a little wonky. Actually, that would fit, but like, I really want it to, match like an actual dog. Okay, now with that out of the way, it is time for eye color. Now, this is where it gets interesting, because like, it's always just the same like dotted eyes for these characters, but I was going at this approach as if they were live action or CG animated or anything else. So I wanted to give like some sort of like color to the eyes. Like obviously the eyes will still be as like big and animated as ever because this is Scooby Doo. Like he has to have like big eyes to show the innocence in this dog. But when it came to eye color, that was really tough. I decided to go with a brown color in the iris. So I'm going to go with hazelnut again. Why I chose hazelnut? Well, that was back when I was going to use the chocolate instead. But spoiler alerts for the next few videos. This is going to be the same color eyes as Shaggy Rogers. And I wanted the eyes of Shaggy and Scooby to match because I thought that'd be cute or funny. Honestly, I don't know what I was thinking at the time, but who cares? Because like I think that'd be like really fun. And also like I chose like the chocolate brown for Velma. So just didn't feel right to have Velma and Scooby Doo to have the same iris. So, yeah. Now, eyes are also a little bit tricky for me because I have to get them like really good sizing and whatnot. But yeah, I think like with Scooby Doo, the wonky eyes somewhat work. And yeah, we're we're almost done now. We are finally almost done with this uh, first rendition of character designing. And yeah, the last thing is the color. And I'm also going to be adding a tongue to him because I want to encapsulate that this dog is still a pup during this beginning section. I don't know if I'm going to be putting this in the intro or not. But like again, this dog is this dog does not have a canonical age, but he should be around the same age as everybody else. Sorry if that was gruesome for some of you. Wait, where's my head off my body? uh, got the colors for the color right here. I decided to go with a much more like bright blue aqua for Scooby Doo. I was going to go with a more darker aqua, but I already planned for that color to be associated with Fred. So I wanted to color differentiate a little bit. So yeah. Although fair warning with this particular like clay, like I use the same brand of clay for every color, but some of them are a bit more cracky than others. Where's the crack? I'm just gonna say it. This collar, probably the best thing I have made in this entire video. Now, when you're working with multiple like things like this and such, it's best to usually have some sort of like a stick in there so that way it doesn't like fall or something. But sometimes these things can get a little long for what you're going for, or they're bented in a way because you were using them for something else. So what I usually like to do is that I get these things and just yeah. I am a menace to metal everywhere. Although deciding which end of the rod you want to put it in, that's pretty much up to you. I like to have the circle part on there first in the big leagues, so that way it doesn't like mess with this. Now, I said that I wanted Scooby Doo to look a lot more puppy-like, so this color of pink, I think, is going to work amazingly. I decided not to go with red because, well, you see that pretty much with every single tongue that you see. So I wanted to differentiate a little bit. Though I never like figured out how long I wanted to make this. Like, what's the length I should go for? Nah, too long. Now this is certainly seeming a little better. Yeah, I just need to shape it. That's all I need to do. Just need to shape it, put it on the pedestal. Well, put the head on the body and then the body on the pedestal. And yeah, then we're good. Let's do this. Yes, one more thing I forgot to add before the video ends. The eyebrows. Eyebrows are very expressive. I cannot believe I forgot that detail earlier. I have the reference photos right here, yet I still almost forgot it. But I did not completely forget. And this is why you always have reference photos with you. Or in this case, reference action figure and Lego figure. So, yeah. Like, I think this, wow, it is hard for me to like do good eyebrows. I never thought that that would be an issue for me. I'm usually good at this stuff. The eyebrow stuff. I mean, Now, this is just my rendition of how I would do a Scooby Doo. Uh, like I said, this is just going to be the starting point. Once I'm going to be doing another Scooby Doo figure, and that's going to be uh, basically how he is like more like this. I don't know how I'm going to like convey that yet, uh, but yeah, this is pretty much how I would try to design this character for a new series. Oh my gosh, this is looking so much better than when it started out. Like, oh my gosh, look at this. Oh my gosh, it's so unstable. I'm gonna need to glue this down. But yeah, this is the concept design for the first rendition of Scooby Doo. As I said, the designs would change across the series to reflect the characters' like mental state and arcs or just their environment. In Scooby Doo's case, because he doesn't have a character arc, it's the flat character arc, he'll only change when the environment calls for it. So yeah, that's how I would do it. Look at this masterpiece. By the way, I put him in the oven to harden the clay, so you're gonna need to like, if you want to do that to harden the clay to keep the sculpture like, you know, not to get squished, you're gonna want to put some aluminum foil on the pan so that way none of the clay like sticks to the pan. You don't want to be eating clay with your food. It's not healthy at all. I'll also preheat the oven for 250 and set the timer for 10 to 14 minutes, depending on how big your sculpture is. And yeah, this is Act 1 of Scooby Doo.